So last week, we spoke about some underrated fish. So one of the species we mentioned in that video were Limia. So today I want to talk to you about one of the most popular Limia species, the Limia Nigrofasciata, or humpback Limia. The Limia Nigrofasciata is a cool little live bear that's native to Haiti. These fish are a bronze tan color with vertical striping, which is present on both the males and the females. Measuring out at about 3 inches for both the males and the females, you could put these fish in a 10-gallon tank. But I would highly recommend keeping these in a 20-gallon tank to provide more swimming space, as well as additional real estate to provide plant cover for fry. I currently keep this pair of Limia and the corresponding fry in this 20-gallon long aquarium. Like most other live bears, these fish do prefer harder water and do great in the fish barn where my pH hovers from 7.8 to 8.0. Having kept a couple of groups of these fish, I have observed that these fish are not very tolerant of colder temperatures, so they do fall apart once they get too cold. I would keep these fish at a temperature range between 78 to 82 degrees and making sure that the temperature stays pretty consistent at that level, because I found if these fish get too cold, they start to fall apart and you'll end up losing your colony. In terms of diet, these fish will eat readily, and being omnivorous, they'll easily take a wide variety of flake, pellet, and live foods. Since they do like to pick around at the algae in the wild, I would definitely include some vegetable matter in their diet, something like an extreme spirulina flake. Being peaceful, the humpback Limia will pair nicely with a wide variety of community fish. These fish would do fine with your more common tetra, rasbora, rainbow fish, and other schooling species, as well as your bottom-dwelling species like Corydorus catfish and Plecostomus. I would really avoid keeping these with other live bear species to avoid interbreeding and producing unwanted hybrids. Also keep in mind, there's a very similar fish called the Limia islay, or tiger Limia, that is very similar to the Limia Nigrofasciata, so you'll need to make sure to have the correct species. One thing you will have to keep in mind is that any Tankmates that you add may predate on your fry, limiting your fry production. Like most live bears, sexing these fish is quite easy. The males will have a stick-like appendage known as a gonopodium in place of the anal fin, while the females will just have your normal anal fin. Also, the male will develop a humped body, which gives it the humpback Limia name, while the females will be more slender and also be a little bit more drab in color. Once the female is impregnated, she will have a 30-day gestation period, very similar to your common guppies and platies. These fish will give birth to live young, and I've found that these fish are not fry eaters, but I would run some plants in the bottom of the tank to make sure there's hiding places for the fry. The fry are pretty easy to raise, readily accepting crushed up flake food, baby brine shrimp, and any other small, live, or commercially made foods. While most Limia species are a little bit more difficult to come by, I have found that the Limia Nigrofasciata are more readily available than most. There is a chance that you could come across them at your local fish store, but you are more apt to find them from Aquabid, Get Gills, online sellers, and your local fish club. Definitely another good reason to join your local fish club. So that being said, hope you guys enjoyed learning about one of my favorite Limia species. So stay safe, stay fishy, and I'll catch you on the next video.